Young and the Restless sees Victor Newman Eric Bredin going off the deep end, and his entire family thinks he's going too far and needs to be stopped. But will they do something about it? We're going to talk about how Victor's family might unite against him because he is so hungry for revenge and out of control. Right now, in the wake of Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc walking away from him, Victor has come totally unhinged. We've seen him going after Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. But now, honestly, Victor's worse than ever before, worse than he has been in quite a while. We know he's meddling in Claire Grace Newman Haley Aaron's relationship with Kyle, and he's secretly scheming to break them up. He's got Audra Charles Zuleika Silver plotting to split them, and Claire has figured out that Victor and Audra are conspiring, but she's got no idea the filthy extent of it. Young and the Restless, Victor's vengeance. Right now, we've just got Victor being more vengeful than I can remember in recent years. He's lashing out. He's snapping at people, and it's quite clear Nikki Newman Melody Thomas Scott can't control Victor, and she's worried about how bad he's going to get now that he doesn't have Michael as the voice of reason. And of course, Victor always going to do what Victor wants to do. But when Michael was working for him, to some extent, he could rein in Victor or try and mitigate the damage or buy some time. Michael was always trying to do things to get his boss to calm down and just to not listen to the devil on his shoulder. Michael was trying to be the angel on the other shoulder. Victor Newman revenge spirals out of control on Y&R. Now, Nikki's afraid Victor is going to focus more on coming between Claire and Kyle. And then Nikki went and told Victoria Newman Amelia Heinel about that. And their daughter wasn't happy at all. So then we saw Victoria chewing out Victor about his meddling, and she basically threw down a gauntlet. Victoria threatened her dad that she would never forgive Victor if he interferes with Claire and Kyle's relationship. So, Victoria is already furious, and she's got first-hand experience about what his meddling does because Victor has messed with most of her relationships. He has ruined most of her marriages. Victoria doesn't want this for Claire. And of course, Nikki agrees with Victoria, and she doesn't want Victor interfering with Kyle and Claire. But Nikki's a lot gentler with Victor than his kids are. And Nikki lets a lot of stuff slide that she probably shouldn't. So Victoria already told Victor where she stands, so her dad's been warned. Will Claire stand up to Victor's control? And then there's Claire, who Victor could very well lose if he's not careful. And of course, we know Claire adores her grandfather, and she's so happy to finally have her biological family and to have their acceptance. So Victor and his approval means a whole lot to her. But at the same time, Claire spent her whole upbringing being controlled by revenge-crazy great-aunt Jordan Howard Colleen Zenk. And no, Victor is not quite as bad as Jordan, but he is definitely also revenge-crazy. And I just don't think Claire is going to tolerate anybody trying to control her life like that again, no matter how much she loves Victor. I think that what we'll see is that Claire is only going to tolerate so much from Victor before she pushes back hard. And if Claire has to walk away from Victor at least for a minute to give him a reality check about what his actions could cost him, I think Claire might do it. I think she's got more backbone than most of the other Newmans combined. And Victor could very well lose Victoria and Claire both because of his hardline stance. Young and the Restless. Adam caught between Victor and Chelsea. And then there's Adam Newman Mark Grossman, who's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He just brought Chelsea Lawson Newman Melissa Claire Egan on as his coup at Newman Media. Victor's plan is to try and destroy Billy's new company, Abbottcom, just as it's launching, using Newman Media as a tool of destruction. And that's already causing friction between Adam and Chelsea. And of course, Victor wants Adam to be his obedient little lapdog and do whatever he says. Victor wants to use Newman Media as a weapon against Billy and the other abbots and against all his perceived enemies. But of course, Chelsea has a moral code. I mean, it's newer, but it's still there. She doesn't want to be ruthless and devious. That's not what she stands for anymore, despite her conwoman and sketchy past. Plus, there's the fact that Chelsea still feels really guilty that she and Adam cheated on Billy and Sally. So, of course, Chelsea doesn't want to go after the business they're starting. But Victor, he doesn't care. And he told Adam, "Look, your loyalty is to me, your father, before Chelsea, even though Victor's the one that wanted them reunited." So, Adam's struggling because he doesn't want to lose Chelsea because of Victor's extreme antics. He and Chelsea just started their relationship over. They're in a really good place right now. So, of course, Adam doesn't want Victor to ruin things for them. And for that reason alone, I could see Adam either in a position where he feels like he has to walk away from Newman Media or give Victor an ultimatum. "Stop pushing me, or I'll quit and walk away from Newman Media." I mean, Adam's rich anyway, but also he can get a job somewhere else like Shabo. Speaking of aggravating his dad, and of course, Victor would be furious if he left, but he's the one who's pushing Adam and just may push Adam too far in coming days. Young and the Restless. Will the Newman family unite against Victor? And so, right now, other son Nick Newman Joshua Morrow is on Victor's side, but that could change. We heard Nick assuring his dad that he can trust him, but at the same time, Nick doesn't want a war either, and he is amicable with Jack and others. Nick doesn't want Victor going after the abbots, and neither does Nicky. So, with Michael gone, it's kind of up to them to tap the brakes, or at least try. So, Nick might get on board with Nicky and his siblings and agree that they need to do something about Victor. The Mustache is going to keep lashing out until something or someone stops him. Victor's not going to stop on his own. And I do suspect something goes down at Nicky's birthday party. We know the party is not going to get Victor to accept Kyle like Claire wants. And if anything, it might have the opposite effect. And of course, Claire's going to be devastated. So, she might lead the charge against Victor. She might rally her mom Victoria, Grandma Nicky, and her uncles Adam and Nick to rebel against their patriarch. They might stand together as a united front and hit Victor with just a statement. "Stop the crazy behavior, or you're going to lose everybody." That might be a harder sell for Nicky, who is Victor's chief enabler. So, she'd be the one they'd have to talk into really standing with them. But maybe if the kids and grandkids and Adam push on her, Nicky might actually stand with them and let Victor know they all think he's out of control and that he can't keep manipulating everybody, or he's going to lose everybody. Young and the Restless. Potential showdown at Nicky's party? We'll see if there's a showdown at Nicky's party because Victor's getting dangerously close to pushing his entire family away. Will they finally take a stand against the great Victor, or will he keep alienating them and them keep enabling him? I'm hoping for a showdown. The Young and the Restless Y&R spoilers for Monday, June 2nd, reveal that Kyle Abbott Michael Mealer will make a final move to sway Victor Newman Eric Bredin, so Claire Newman Haley Aaron will await her grandpa's decision. Although Claire genuinely believes her plan stands a chance of working, Kyle feels like it's wishful thinking. Victoria Newman Amelia Heinel and Nicky Newman Melody Thomas Scott don't have high hopes either, but nobody wants to rain on Claire's parade. That's why everyone's going along with Claire's party idea and her hope that Kyle can impress Victor with some amazing gesture. Claire's counting on this to be the start of a new chapter, one where Victor finally supports her romantic future with Kyle. After Claire shows up at Nicky's birthday bash a little late, she may walk in and find conflict threatening to erupt. Despite Kyle's attempt to prove he's boyfriend material, Victor may grumble and throw some insults his way. Kyle will manage to keep his cool, but he may sense that Claire's scheme is flopping hard. If Kyle wants to win Victor's approval, he'll need to get more creative and really pull out all the stops. After Kyle pushes Claire to save a dance for him, he'll have one final trick up his sleeve. Kyle will decide to make a last-ditch effort to show Victor that he can make Claire happy. Claire should be intrigued over whatever last move Kyle settles on. Kyle will no doubt do something that he hopes will tug at Victor's heartstrings and prompt a real change in perspective. However, Y&R spoilers suggest Victor's patience may be running out by then. We won't be surprised if Kyle's actions backfire spectacularly and maybe even get him thrown out of Nikki's bash instead. Victor could easily have a major outburst that enrages Kyle, upsets Claire, and gets the attention of all the other party guests, including Nikki, the birthday girl. Nikki won't be pleased if Victor loses his temper at her celebration, so she may urge him to dial it down if he rips into Kyle. Regardless, the Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire may get updates on some bad news if Victor insists he'll never change his mind about Kyle.